Welcome back, guys. Right now we're going to talk about loops. For loops specifically, while loops might be another video. But let's go ahead. If I can manage to actually put it in the same video, I'll go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and get started. So what are for loops? Well, for loops is basically an iteration. So for everything in a set or list or even a string, do something, right? So here's a basic one. We've got fruits from the last video, right? There's an array or a list, and then if we just say for fruit in fruits, print fruit, and then it gives me all the fruits in a list like so. So what happened here is that like the for loop went through everything in the array and then assigned the variable fruit, not fruits, fruit to it. And then when it did that, the very first thing it did after that was print fruit. So basically fruit was equal to apple, then it printed fruit. Fruit was equal to orange, then it printed fruit. Fruit was equal to banana, then it printed fruit, and so on and so on and so on and so on. And that's exactly how for loops work. Now there's some built-in functions to sort of help for loops, especially with lists. You can use something like enumerate. So for example, for fruit in enumerate fruits, print, wait a minute, hold on a second, I messed this up already. For index and fruit, or we should say value to keep things a little more clean, in enumerate fruit, print index and fruit. Now, why did I have two variables up here instead of the one? Now, up here we had the one and it worked just fine. The reason why is enumerate itself returns two values, especially when used in this case. It will return the index number of the element in the list plus the value in the list. So it'll return two items rather than just the one, where print prints the one item. Enumerate will give us two items. So therefore, if we don't have a variable, especially in a for loop, for both items, Python will error out. And I'll demonstrate that in a little bit, right? So let's take a look at what this looks like. Index 0 strawberry, which was that one. Why is it saying, oh, I'm sorry, I said fruit, not fruits. That's why. Print index fruit. There we go. Oh wait, I messed it up again. Index and value. Apparently I have a variable named fruit, which is just strawberry, so I should have just omitted that. Anyways, so this is what happened here exactly. So we took the index value and the value of the index number and the value of the element in each, the element value in fruits, and then we return both of them. So enumerate allows us to do just that. We can't actually, I don't think we can just use enumerate fruits like so. It just gives us an object, and then that's all it can do. There's no methods with it. So since that's the case, let's take a look at what the document says. It says enumerate, return enumerate object for format from, and so on. So basically this, when we use it in this sort of method, we get the index value plus what it is. And sometimes you have, if you were to do it by default, so for, or like the way we did it, so for fruit in fruits, we don't actually get the index value of the we don't get the index number of the element from the list. And sometimes we need to know what it is because we need to either replace it or manipulate it or some sort in that sense. We can't say, remove the E from apple and put it back in the list without knowing exactly which index value it's in, and no one wants to have remember that. So this is where enumerate helps us. So let's take a look at that example that I just said, right? So we're gonna go ahead and go through it and pop it out. So for index value in enumerate fruit, if value is equal to apple, fruits dot remove apple. And then it's going to go ahead and go through each one of them and remove them. We can technically just write this one line. Fruits dot remove apple would be just fine. And then it would just remove anything that says apple on it, or the first occurrence of it at least. I believe it's the first occurrence. Yeah, the first occurrence. So, but if there were multiple apples, like there are multiple strawberries, actually, let's change that. So we're going to say strawberry. If the value is, equal to strawberry, because we've got 2 strawberries in our list, one here and one here, we're going to go ahead and remove both of them. Now, if we just did fruits.remove, it removes only the first occurrence. So it would only remove one of the strawberries. If we wanted to remove both of the strawberries, we have to do it this way. We have to iterate them through all of them and then remove them. And that's pretty much it. So this is the only way to remove all of the elements that you want to remove of a specific with a specific condition, rather than just the first occurrence. If we did this, then it would just remove the one time strawberry, which none of them exist now. So if we just did fruits, both of them should be gone. Yep, both strawberries are gone. So this is exactly how you work in a for loop. So for each value returned in the condition, you have to give it a variable. Since enumerate returns two variables, which is the index number and the value, you have to give it 2 variables in that order. So basically this is the index number, which was the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then this is the value, which were these apple, orange, banana, strawberry, pineapple, watermelon, strawberry again. So same thing here. We also have this colon, which denotes this is the code block for the for loop. And then in the for loop, we have another condition, which, so this is basically a nested code block. If we have this condition says if the value, which is this guy here, which is these guys, the apple, orange, banana, strawberry, pineapple, watermelon, strawberry, if the value is equal to strawberry, which 2 of them are, as I said, fruits.remove strawberry. So this will get run twice because it's going to find this one, and then it's going to find this one because it's going to go through each one of these items, and then it's going to remove it's going to do this line twice. And that's exactly what it did. Where if I just did fruits.remove strawberry, it would just remove strawberry once, and that's not exactly what I wanted. So it'll be the first occurrence of it at least. So that's exactly how for loops work. We can use for loops also with dictionaries rather than just lists. So let's go ahead and give an example of that. So let's go ahead and make a dictionary of fruits and vegetables, right? So, or rather, instead of fruits and vegetables, let's just work with my info again. So my info is equal to name, Mo Ali, age 32, career, and DevOps. And we'll just keep it at that. Now, if I did for, let's say, item in my info, print item, you're going to get a very specific, oh, actually, sorry. What happened was that because I only applied the one variable here, it only went through the one variable here. So basically, if I did the same thing here, if I took out value, it would just give me 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in my previous example. Where here it gave me the name and the age, which basically the dictionary keys. So if I wanted to do both of them, like so, if I wanted to get both the key and the value, so let's rename this to key value, in my info, print, let's say key and then value. Oops, expected, too many values to unpack, expected 2. I gave it 2 for key value in my info. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's do it this way instead. So since it's giving us the key, and print key. Sorry, instead of saying print key. Why is this not working? Key is not defined. So let's do it for key value in my info, print value. It says too many values to unpack, expected 2, but I gave it 2. Let's take a look at that. I could have sworn that this would work, but since it didn't, let's find out why. So Python iterate over dictionary. Let's take a look at what these guys say, and they have this. So, and then in Python, yes, that's fine. That's fine. That is also fine. These are just different examples. How do you iterate through these? So for key in a dict, print key, and then it gives us that. And then for key in a dict, and then gives that. Oh, I see. Instead of doing key value, they did it this way. And I guess that would work. But I think we want something more like this. Or yeah, we want something more like this. Dot items. So, my bad. I meant to do for item in dot items. What do I call it? I would call it. And what this gives us is a tuple of each item in there. So print item. And then this is the key, this is the value. This is the key, this is the value. Okay, this is exactly what I was looking for. I could have sworn I had it the other way around with multiple things, but I guess I must remember it incorrectly. Anyways, that being said, this still works just fine. So we get both the key and the value just in a tuple rather than a dictionary. So that's exactly how you would iterate. You could use the method items of a dictionary and iterate through a dictionary just like how you do in a list. So those are some basic things you can do with a for loop. And this is exactly how a for loop works. You can have conditions in for loop. You can have you can do whatever you can append, prepend, remove, manipulate the data however you see fit, and so on. So I just wanted to show you exactly how a for loop works, and that's pretty much it. So I'll see you guys in the next video where I do a while loop.